Welcome back, everybody, to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We just got done talking about the top collegiate powerhouse shaping professional women's sports, and now we're going to get into our next segment where we're going to recap round one of U.S. Women's Open and also do a little announcement on someone's retirement. So, very sad news there, but let's first get into more of the happy stuff with the Women's Open, round one of it. So, this was interesting. It was close at times, and I recommend go checking it out if you have not. So, Yuka Saso leads the first round. The always pristine and at times prickly Lancaster Country Club demanded shot-making, discipline, and patience, producing a leaderboard sparsely populated with red numbers. Saso said, "I think I was more lucky than playing good. I think I had a few very long par putts in the first few holes as well. I think I was just very lucky, and I was able to have fun out there with Hannah Green and Brooke Henderson." I personally don't think that, and let me remind you guys, I did not check out round two yet because I wanted to make some predictions and opinions before any of that came out, and I wanted to focus just on round one, if that makes sense. So I did not look to see how today is going. Obviously, we'll recap all of that on Monday or Tuesday. Make sure you check out the video then, our show then. But for right now, I don't think that Saso will be able to carry the lead for the entire competition just because there are so many other fierce competitors that are right there with her. Her biggest competition, I think, is going to be Minjee Lee because they have very similar stats. And I have a feeling that Minjee Lee will end up getting in a better place than she will at the end of the competition. Don't count me on that, though. That is just what I was feeling when I watched this and saw, all the records and everything. Playing in a swirling wind that compounded the challenges of the dramatic elevation changes and precise positioning needed on the sharply contoured field, Yuka Saso, who is the 2021 U.S. Women's Open champion at the Olympic Club, passed the test with 2 under par 68, one stroke clear of Andrea Lee, Wachani Machai, and amateur Adela Cernousek. I'm so sorry for pronouncing these names wrong. Y'all know I'm already bad at names. I really apologize. One stroke farther back at even par 70 are Se-Young Kim, Alexander Fosterling, Chisato Iwai, Yuri Yoshida, Jenny Shin, and who was the 2012 U.S. Girls Junior and 2022 U.S. Women's Open champion, Minjee Lee. So, based on, I'm trying to make sense of why I said that Minjee Lee was her top competitor at this moment, and that was mainly because she does have that record of being a champion, both in the girls' junior division, but also in the, women's division. Also, right back there was reigning U.S. Women's Amateur Champion Megan Schofield, and also 2 other amateurs, Catherine Park and 15-year-old Asher Talley, who went through qualifying to earn a spot in the field. Among those who found the test, though, tough were Rolex ranking number 1 Nelly Korda, who has won 6 times this year on the LPGA Tour. She also was going to the Olympics this year. And the reason I'm pointing this out is because I was shocked to see that she was having a tough time considering that she is going to go to the Olympics and she was the first one that qualified for the Olympics. So I was a bit shocked on that. But she began her round on number 10, and by the time she finished the par 3 12th hole in 10 strokes, the hill she had to climb to win her first U.S. Women's Open had grown significantly higher. Korda hit the back bunker on the 161-yard downhill test, playing well past the hole location near the false front. Her shot from the bunker failed to check up, caught the slope, and drifted into the creek. After a penalty drop, she failed to clear the false front with her 4th shot, took another drop, and made the same mistake again to fall to 8 over par just 3 holes into the U.S. Women's Open. Korda said afterwards, "Just honestly, I didn't play well today. Making a 10 on a par 3 will definitely not do you any good at the U.S. Open. Sorry, guys, I am so sorry. I can't read. Oh my gosh. Making a 10 on a par 3 will definitely not do you any good on the U.S. Open. I started off really poorly, but played pretty well on the back 9. Just a bad day in the office. I'm human. I'm going to have bad days." I'm very much optimistic for her. I think she's going to have better rounds for the rest of the competition. I just think, you have a bad round sometimes, and this wasn't her best moment to start off with, of course, but considering her reputation and just the fact that she's an Olympic, I feel like she's gonna be doing better this competition. I think she just had a rough start, and knowing her, I think she's gonna be able to get back. For Friday's round or today, there are certain things that I want you guys to look at, or at least just know about. One of the things on clear display in Thursday's first round is the strength of amateur golf. And one of the things to look for today, is whether more than 7 amateurs can make the cut. The best of the 21 amateurs in the field of 156 was Adela Cernousek, who toured Lancaster's Country Club and won under par 69. Megan Schofield, the reigning U.S. Women's Amateur Champion, was one stroke back at 70, along with 15-year-old high school freshman Astrid Talley and Catherine Park. In the last 3 U.S. Women's Open Championships, 4 amateurs qualified for weekend play. The most to make the cut in recent years was 7 in 2018. A very bunched up leaderboard certainly gives a lot of amateurs a chance to make a move on today. I like saying Friday, but I'm like, it's also today. Also, keep an eye on the cut line. It will likely move around a bit during the day. That happens at mostly every competition, but just, always keep your eye on that. Among those well outside the cut number going into round 2 are Rolex ranking world number 1 Nelly Korda. Guys, I'm so sorry. I've had a long day and now I can't speak. Nelly Korda, number 14, Lydia Ko. The top 60 players and ties for 60th place make it to the weekend. If the cut were made after Thursday's first round, the number would be 4 over par. The win, I'll say, will also be worth watching as well. If it is frisky as it was in round 1, the elevation changes of Lancaster Country Club and the precision needed to place the ball in the proper place on that steeply contoured greens will once again be very demanding. So that is something that they would need to look out for. And also just in any round coming up, the wind is going to be a factor in it. So now we're going to talk about someone announcing their retirement. This was really sad news, and it's good to stay informed on who is still playing and who is not. So that's why I wanted to go over this. The person that just announced her retirement is Lexi Thompson. The legacy of Lexi Thompson began at the USGA Championship in 2007, when the 12-year-old prodigy became the then youngest qualifier in U.S. Women's Open history. On Tuesday, she bookended a remarkable career at another USGA championship when she announced her retirement from full-time competitive golf. She will officially retire at the conclusion of 2024. The stunning news from the 29-year-old, known for her powerful drives and gentle manner with her many fans, was another twist in the golf journey that saw many successes and a few what-if moments. The Women's Open will be her 18th consecutive start in the U.S. Women's Open, which is a huge achievement when you think about it for someone who just celebrated her 29th birthday a couple of months ago. Think of the fact that she was playing for that long and she's only 29 years old is insane. And while that lays ahead for Thompson's remain vague, her many accomplishments are crystal clear here. So she won the U.S. Girls Junior Championship in 2008, made the cut in the 2009 U.S. Women's Open at 14 years old, and went 4-0-1 for the United States and the 2010 Curtis Cup at 15 years old. Thompson said, "I've been thinking about it just for a few months now. It's just a matter of time and place. Like I said before, the U.S. Women's Open is where my whole career got started. This is where the whole dream that started of playing on the LPGA Tour and being out here and playing professionally golf and playing against the best. I only thought it was the right to make it here at the U.S. Women's Open." I hate the fact that she's retiring, but I love the fact that she is retiring at the U.S. Women's Open being her last kind of in the professional world, because she started here, and I feel like that's a great way to wrap it up. Now, Thompson joined the professional ranks in 2010, and the next year at 16 years old, she earned her oh my gosh, my voice, I'm so sorry. She earned her first of 11 LPGA Tour victories. In 2014, she won her only major at the Chevron Championship, and then since then, she has had 16 top 10 finishes in majors with some painful near misses, including T2 in the 2019 U.S. Women's Open and third, one stroke out of the playoffs in the 2021 U.S. Women's Open. Her last victory on the LPGA Tour came in June 2019. As a professional, Thompson competed for the United States in the Solheim Cup 6 times, and from 2013 through 2022 was a fixture in the top 10 of the Rolex rankings, earning a spot on the U.S. Olympic team in both 2016 and 2020. To say that Thompson's career has been a wild roller coaster would be really an understatement here. At the 2017 Chevron Championship, she incurred a 4-stroke penalty for improperly replacing her ball after marking it and then signing an incorrect scorecard. Still, she fought her way into the playoff, which she eventually lost to So Yeon-roo. Thompson withdrew from the 2018 AIG Open and took a month-long leave, but then it all seemed to play off as she returned to win the season-ending CME Group Tour Championship and then the 2019 ShopRite Classic. But those were her last 2 LPGA victories, and the road grew ragged once again for her. Thompson was 1 stroke back going into the final round of the 2019 U.S. Women's Open at the Country Club of Charleston. She bogeyed 3 of the first 4 holes on Sunday, fought her way back into the mix with birdies on her 7 and 9, and then fell again with bogeys on numbers 11 and 13, eventually finishing 2 strokes behind the winner. At Olympic Club in the 2021 U.S. Women's Open, Thompson played the front 9 of the final round in 34 to open up a 5-stroke lead, but needed 41 strokes on the closing 9 and ended up 1 stroke out of the playoff, won by Yuka Saso over then. And Lexi Thompson's aggressive, powerful style of play earned her the respect of millions of fans. Whatever is next for Thompson, whether or not it includes golf, she has a lot of followers who will be rooting her on, including myself. It's sad to see that she is retiring, but she has been playing for so long, and I really think that she has made her name known, and she has so many fans out there. A lot of people are going to be supporting her no matter what. So we're now going to dive into our next segment where we're going to talk about the College Softball World Series Games 3 and 4, and then I will lay out some of my predictions for Games 5 and 6. Before we begin, we are going to be taking a very short break, so I will see you guys very soon.